Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-November 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's going on for the lovely Aries collective. My guides, talk to me. What do we have for the Rams as we are in mid-November, moving towards December, going pretty quick. I do say so myself. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries. Nice and quick here. Let's see what's happening with the energies for my friends. It's been up and down the past few weeks for Aries. All right, that one showed up pretty quick. Okay. This is a complex card, and it can be about aesthetics, but it's also someone possibly laying low here, okay? Whether you or somebody else, it's like somebody laying low, not trying to cause waves, start issues. It's a very interesting type of card. There's a lot of complexity to it, but it's also beautiful in its own right. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So in the imagery, you see there's all sorts of birds. I think they're cranes and storks and things like that, but we have this beautiful woman here, and it looks like she is trying to blend in. Now, first and foremost, like I said, it can represent beauty, aesthetics. A lot of you may be looking at your look, maybe want to change your hair up, change your wardrobe, upgrade, anything involving how one looks. Okay, so maybe you're being a little extra critical of how you're looking or presenting yourself, or upgrading that. That's a big thing. Like, how am I being perceived? How are people looking at me? Okay, so there could be a lot of changes in how you present yourself. But a big thing here, notice this lady, she is dressed up as these birds trying to lay low. So that tells me, for a lot of Aries, and as an Aries myself, I know we don't mind a little bit of attention here and there. You might be laying low. Okay, whether it's from a person, certain situation, maybe you're having a lot of me time here, or this could be somebody that doesn't want problems with you, right? They don't want to butt heads with the Aries here. It's someone trying to avoid problems or avoid issues. That's a big thing here. So if you've been having issues with people, I don't think this is somebody that wants to fight with you or have combat. But we're just going to leave it right there. Let's get into tarot. Maybe we'll get more detail. And yeah, I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness here. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's shuffle it up here and get this going. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. And it was very positive. Like I said, it's been up and down, because 2 weeks ago we had a reading called a series situation. Last week was a massive win. So I hope you did have one. Wins come in all different shapes and sizes, whether it's monetarily, interpersonal relationships. The energy was good, and it could still bleed over into this week, so keep that in mind. But let's see what we have in mid-November. And as you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get it going, though. Enough of the preface here. Let's get 3 cards to start. What's happening for Aries, please? Thank you. Okay, 3 of Cups. I mean, let the good times roll, right? This is somebody partying it up, living it up. So not laying low with this card. So it's complete opposite of what we had with that very first one. I love the 3 of Cups. It's very joyous and happy, celebratory. So the good things could still keep coming in. There's some warnings with that card as well. 4 of Cups, lots of cups. Lots of internal energy here for you, my friends. Okay, this is the headspace. So whether this is people in 2 different modes, let's get one more. 3 and 4 of Cups in imperfect order. Let's get one more. Okay, now we have one of the Aries power cards here. We have the Fool. So we're looking okay so far. I don't want to get too overly optimistic just yet, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, once again, I'll mention we have double down to the cup cards right here. That's emotions. That could deal with anything from creativity, one's mindset, and their emotions. So you might be going through a bit of an emotionally intense time here. We also have one of your power cards with the Fool. So we'll break that down further, because that could be a very important cog in this whole entire picture we're building here. But let's go through one by one and start to really break it down and build this story out. Position number 1, the 3 of Cups. Now, The imagery, you see those three people there, they're all raising a toast, raising a glass, they're partying, they're having a good time. So whenever I see this card, I always say it's a cause for celebration. So this could represent various, once again, wins, victories, triumphs, a reason to be happy and celebrate. Now, this could just be cutting loose in general. So I know I've been getting that message for Aries recently. You might need to cut loose, you might need to have fun, not be so serious. But this card, as with all cards, has positives and challenges. A challenge with the Three of Cups could represent someone that overindulges. It could be someone that parties a little too much. In its worst case scenario, could represent third party things. I don't always go that route, but the Three of Cups is generally seen as a super happy card. And when we pair it with the Fool on the back end, we could be looking at some real good positive energy. So we'll see what's up with that. Okay, if you've been partying it up a little too much, maybe Spirit's asking you to slow it down. That's a possibility. But moving to the center here, we have the Four of Cups. Kind of opposite of what we have going on with this three. Now the four, although it is cups and it represents the inner world of emotions, is extremely mental. So you might have someone on your mind here. Maybe you're on somebody else's mind. Maybe it's a little bit of both here, but this is someone whose head is in the clouds. It's like la la land. And I was already feeling like two people possibly in different modes, or one is like, all right, well, you know what? I'm just going to have fun. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to think about it. Where this energy is like, I can't stop thinking about it. So there might be someone or something that you can't get off your mind when we have the Four of Cups. Now, it could just be like the mind going quite a bit. Maybe your creative juices are flowing in one way or another. I don't necessarily say this is a bad card, but it is in action. It is someone who's so stuck up in the head, they're not making moves. So maybe you need to make a move. We'll see what's up. We could just be looking at someone's mental state here as well, like how they're feeling, how they're thinking. And the Four of Cups does tell us that we need to keep our eyes open for the cups that Spirit is trying to hand us, right? Like, don't let opportunities slip through our fingers, make moves. And we kind of see that as we get to the back end with the Fool. Hold on, let me fix this Four of Cups, right? I knocked it out of there. And try to keep this as straight as possible. So the Fool, as I've been saying, is a power card for Aries. It's the very first of all major arcana. It does speak about beginnings, fresh starts, new journeys, beginning something with a lot of speed and a lot of gusto. It can just speak about action in general. So either you making moves, somebody else possibly making moves as well. In my simplistic style, since this is an Aries reading, it could tell us a way you're feeling, something that may be coming towards you. But generally, this is seen as a very jovial, happy type of card where someone's like amped up for the next thing or amped up for the next new cycle. So the energies from last week could still be bleeding over here, Aries. We might have claimable things, but I don't want to go there just yet because there's so much internal action could be building up until some action has to happen, because this is a big action card. Now, the Fool can also represent taking a leap of faith, making a jump, making a move of some sort, okay? And there is a caution here about spontaneity, not being too spontaneous. So I want to walk a little carefully as we get through the rest of the reading. So let's dive deeper. We're going to jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for Aries, please, my guides. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's get in on that Three of Cups. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, you could drop it down below. I don't mind whatsoever. All right, let's get it going with that Three of Cups. Oh, and one more thing I want to mention before we start going through each one. Remember, I was saying this could represent beauty, aesthetics, or the self. Another card of the self. So there is something revolving around oneself here, Aries. Okay, whether it's self-confidence or otherwise. Let's go in on that three, though. Where's that Three of Cups here? Thank you. Okay. Really taking stock and notice of the things that you do have in your life right now is very important. And as an Aries myself, I know that we are individuals that really like to keep it moving, keep it going. We always have a goal in mind. We always feel like we need to be in action. When I get the Knight of Swords in reverse, this could be a couple of different things. One, this could be either an air sign that could be moving towards you, but in reverse, underneath the Three of Cups, it's like, all right, stop and smell the roses for a minute, Aries. If you're going through a tough time, if you're going through difficult things, look at all the beautiful things that you don't have to chase down. This is happiness that is either coming towards you or is in your life already. So take stock of that. This could still be a big win or victory. We'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the thing. But when I get the Knight of Swords in reverse, it could be people putting their swords down. So there could be big conflict resolution. Maybe there's a problem you're wanting to solve here. But I'm getting 3 main messages, and I'll just go over them real quick once again, because I know I just started talking here. If you're not linked to an air sign, 1, this could be a win or victory that you already have in hand or that you're not going to have to push to go and get. Spirit is also saying stop and smell the roses. Look at the beautiful things you already have in your life, because there's most likely many blessings you do have. Or 1, this could represent problem resolution. If you've been having big issues, big problems with people, you could really solidify situations and really solve problems here. So we're going to see how it plays out throughout the rest of the reading. I like that front end. Okay, so, and I feel like it's linking back here. There's a lot of link backs to this first card, because remember I was saying somebody laying low, not making moves, trying not to start waves or make waves here. I kind of have this here, someone putting down the swords, and they don't want problems. They want to resolve something, resolve a problem or fix something. So let's go in on that 4 of Cups. That's good. I like this energy up front. So let's see what that 4 of Cups has to say. I'm really interested to get back by that Fool. We still have wins and victories here, my friends, which I will always claim. So why do we have that 4 of Cups in the mix for Aries here? What is on someone's mind? Thank you. World in reverse, huh? Yeah, somebody's affected by something here in a very big way with the World in reverse. Now, the World is the opposite to the Fool card, whereas the Fool is the beginning of the major arcana, this one's the ending, and it can represent the past. So whether it's an ending that's happened, a closeout that's happened, a karmic cycle or situation, when I get the World in reverse, it's somebody that's been through something tough, and when it's in reverse, they can't quite let it go for whatever reason. So maybe it's you here, possibly. I mean, I generally know Aries, yeah, they take time to deal with things, but they can process things pretty quick compared to other signs. There is someone feeling a little bit stuck here, okay? Stuck with how something resolved. And I was picking it up here with the problem resolution, where it's okay, well, let's work on this, let's fix this. This one's I don't know. It's going to take a lot to fix this problem. So we're picking it up here in the front end, even though it's such a dual type of meaning or reading here, whereas there's so much possibility, there's so many wins and victories that can be had, but there's underlying problems, okay, that it can be fixed. That's what I'm picking up here, but one person might not be so sure about that, or there's something about they're not really trying to let go. And this makes sense here in the center, where it's okay, yeah, there's still a problem under the surface. Something's under the surface. Let's go in on the Fool card. Maybe it'll give us more resolution and answer here. Normally when I see the World card, I can also think of karmic things, but it's not giving me that vibe here. Whereas this one wants to progress and fix a problem. This one is a little stuck. So let's see why that Fool is in the mix. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the Shadow card. So why is the Fool here for my lovely Aries? What's happening with my friends here, please? Okay. Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah, this is going to be a beautiful outcome here. This is going to be a beautiful outcome. And once again, I feel it, the blessings here. Now, when we have the Empress, that could represent a Taurus, that could represent a Libra. When it's in the upright, it's beautiful blessings, beautiful abundance. And for a lot of you, once again, I feel the massive victories all over the place here. There's so many powerful cards here. Half of it is extremely powerful major arcana. But when I get the Empress in the upright, this is stability, this is abundance, this is blessings. And when we were picking up underlying problems, like big problems possibly, that could be hard to work through, this tells me okay, you can resolve this. You can make this work one way or another, for the best for all involved. So this is a win. This is coming out on top. So whatever it is you're going through right now, Aries, whether you're having work issues, money issues, relationship things, whatever it might be, these problems or this problem could be resolved in the coming days and weeks. And this is beautiful stability here. And you're moving towards it. Okay? Because remember, the Fool, aside from being one of your cards, is a card of your next cycle, new beginnings, what you're moving towards. and you are moving towards massive victorious energy all throughout this whole entire reading, my friends. You might not have to make big moves to get it. So let's go through and do a quick recap here. This is very claimable energy all over the place, but a couple of little roadblocks. So let's go through one by one before we get into the shadow card. Position number one, we do have the Three of Cups with the Knight of Swords in reverse. We have some air sign energy here. It was giving me three main things. One, you're not going to have to go far for this winter victory. It's like it's written in the stars, right? Like this is also Spirit saying like, hey, stop and smell the roses, count your blessings, see the good and beautiful things that you already have in your life. But the big thing I was picking up in these two front end things is like there's time for someone to put the swords down. Big problem resolution. So if you're going through problems and issues and stuff like that, you could really resolve it, or you might be in the mode to do so. Moving to the center, we have this other individual that may also be looking at the same problem or issue, having a bit of a hard time moving past it or letting something go. This individual is very much fixated on it or having a big problem with it. And it makes sense, but the way the whole thing reads is like, okay, well, if it's on your mind and I'm coming here and I'm putting the sword down, let's just at least talk it through. That's a big vibe I'm picking up. And moving to the back end, aside from all this mental action happening here, we have the most positive, beautiful result because we have the Fool with the Empress in the upright. So like I said, massive wins and victories still all over the place here for you, Aries. Getting the result that you want. I did say there's Taurus energy, there's Libra energy here, all air signs. We do got some water mixed in as well. But the blessings, the abundance, the stability, and what you're moving towards and what's moving towards you is very claimable energy. That whatever problems or issues you're going through, the resolution can be for your benefit. Okay, so really jump into that and lean into that energy in this time. Please take a screenshot. Let's get you a shadow card here, though. Let's see what's in the shadows for Aries. And back to this reading, I usually when I see a big problem showing up in a spread for other signs, like there's not so many positive cards where it's like, all right, it might take some time to work through this. This feels like, yeah, you could really come to some sort of beautiful understanding here. But yeah, let's see what's in the shadows. As I always say, I like to pull this at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Okay, it doesn't always have to be a challenge. What's in the shadows for Aries? Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. Just opened up a brand new tier. It's a couple of bucks for those of you that want the Zodiac emojis and the membership badges. No pressure, though. Let's get your shadow card. What do we have in the shadows for Aries? Oh, nice and quick. That one was like dying to jump out. We have the Knight of Wands, another card of the self here for an Aries reading. So the first card, now the third card of this, and the shadow card are all revolving around the self. So there might be something within you that is really taking up a big focus here. There's a lot of intensity within yourself or surrounding your confidence when we have the Knight of Wands. This is a card of action and moves. Okay, maybe so Spirit could be wanting you to take some sort of action. Don't put it all on other people's shoulders. If there's something you want, if there's a result you want, if there's a problem you want to resolve, Spirit could be asking you to take some sort of action. But don't be super spontaneous. Maybe be a little more calculated in it. Because when I see the Knight of Wands in the shadows, it can be a party animal. It can be somebody that just does unexpected things out of nowhere. So try to lean away from that. But you take action to fix what you want to fix in this time. Aries, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. You got your name in for the October subscriber surprise. The winners will be in the community tab after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for November, we're bringing back winner's choice. 2 lucky subscribers will get to pick a deck of their choosing up to $40 US. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you think is the most fun? Which one do you have the most fun with? And yeah, after that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of November, I'll pick the winners at random as usual. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.